Hey everybody, and welcome to week number 2 of my 5-week Halloween horror Havoc here on Lou's Reviews. So let's jump right into the action. I got my notes here from what I watched over this past week. I started off with Frankenhooker in 1990. Turns out that Dr. Jeffrey Franken, his lovely fiancée Elizabeth, gets turned into a human toss salad by his remote-controlled lawnmower. And in his grief, he decides to piece her back together using parts of dead hookers. Now, where is he going to get these dead hookers? He's going to wander out into the streets of the city and feed them super crack, and with explosive results. So you can't beat this one. This is Z- fun. In other words, what I'm saying is a Z- is actually a fun movie. An F wouldn't be. But this was a blast. I liked Frankenhooker. I'll definitely be watching that again. I loved it. Exploding hookers, exploding johns. Wow. This is made in the same vein as Reanimator. So, well worth a look at. Next, I watched Phenomena from 1985 from the master of terror and suspense himself, Dario Argento. This had a very young Jennifer Connelly who has a bizarre psychic connection to bugs, and those bugs help her track down a serial killer. Donald Pleasance, the amazing Donald Pleasance, was also in this film. I liked it a lot. It was marketed in the United States as Creepers in the 1980s and 90s during the video store VHS day. So, I liked it. I did. I gave it an A+, horror all around. Dario Argento is a master. There are slasher films, and then there are Dario Argento slasher films, and Phenomena is one of them. I took a break from the long movies and decided to check out a film that I had always heard about, a short film, Mon Chien, andalou, or The Andalou's Dog. This is a 1928 17-minute experimentation into the bizarre. From the opening infamous eyeball scene, to the strains of a tango, to the finale on the beach. This film is creepy and impossible to forget. Directed by Louis Buñuel and co-created by the master of bizarre and surreal, Salvador Dali himself. This is a 16-minute film worth looking at. An A-. White Zombie from 1932. Bela Lugosi channeling Dracula a little bit. I tried to watch this before and I got really bored with it, but this time around I'm sticking to these movies and I'm watching these films that I've never seen before. And I'm trying to get through them with an open mind. But anyway, a young man hires a witch doctor to make his fiancée fall madly in love with him, and instead he winds up getting more than he bargains for as the voodoo doctor turns her into a mindless zombie. The whole voodoo zombie slave thing, there was some slightly racial stereotyping going on in the film. I didn't care for it the first time I watched it, and I still don't care for it again. I won't be watching this one again. I gave it a D-. I felt like Lugosi was better when he wasn't channeling Dracula, which I guess what I mean to say is like in his roles, like Igor in the Frankenstein films. Other than that, what else has he done? Dracula. The Believers from 1987. Martin Sheen in a movie that shows a little bit of its 80s age, but pretty creepy. A politician wants to put a grip on the city and uses voodoo to do it with. I'm attracting cats here. This was an effective, creepy film. Jimmy Smits was in it, and his performance was pretty amazing. But I did have one question about the film. If you spank your kid on his birthday, out of anger no less, in the middle of a New York City street, does anyone care? Anyway, the Vodun, or Voodoo Witch Doctor in this movie, one creepy guy. Overall, I give the film an A+. Solid, creepy, and from what I understand from some of the research I did, very realistic. And finally, I tell you, we have this Saturday tradition in the house where we watch a bad kung fu movie. We've been doing it for a couple of months now, the kids and I have. This was a weird one. It's called the Five Venoms versus the Wu-Tang. I don't know if this is the real name of the movie or not, but I do know this. It's perfect for Halloween. It's not gory. It's very bizarre. If you like kung fu flicks, this one's for you. I'm giving it an A+ all the way through. I love movies that are foreign movies that are so bad, especially kung fu films that are so bad that even the subtitle grammar is bad. I mean, that's awful. And with magic and ghosts and hopping zombies and weird versions of the song Deo and the Addams Family theme in this movie, this had it all. This was an A+ for just absolute weirdness. But I don't know exactly what the name of the film is. However, it is listed on YouTube as the Five Venoms versus the Wu-Tang. Check it out. On my recommendation list of films that I have seen before, I'd like to throw out Rob Zombie's Halloween. I know we're early in the month, but I always watch Rob Zombie's Halloween first, and then I watch the classic on Halloween night, usually. But this year, there's an exception. Stay tuned, you'll find out why. I like Rob Zombie's Halloween. I like the R-rated version. I don't care for the unrated version. I think the unrated version is far too graphic, especially during Michael Myers' escape from the asylum. So check that one out. I don't recommend the Halloween 2 Rob Zombie version. Not one of my favorites. Also, I'm going to throw this one out there just for fun. John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. That's a blast. If you haven't seen that one's got some good old-fashioned creepy H.P. Lovecraft kind of stuff going on in it. Sam Neill is an insurance investigator who is checking out a missing writer who just happens to be named Sutter Kane, and who apparently outsells Stephen King. I doubt that'll ever happen. So anyway, that wraps up week number 2. Stick around for week 3 and more to come in my 5 weeks of Halloween Horror Havoc here on Lou's Reviews. And remember, folks,